Recently, I saw a post that genuinely got me thinking about AI-generated code security. $2,500 lost in fees. 175 users' trust lost due to one mistake. Here's the story. Anton Karbanovic, an entrepreneur from Cyprus, launches his first vibe-coded startup using Claude Code. No security setup, no second guessing. He hands his Stripe API key and tells the AI chat to wire up payments. What he doesn't realize, the model drops that key right into the front end of his app, visible to anyone who right-clicks View Source. The hackers saw it. They used it to charge 175 strangers $500 each. By the time Anton could rotate the key, he was on the hook for $2,500 in Stripe fees. He didn't get hacked by some genius. He made one tiny mistake nobody warned him about. All he had to do was tell the AI not to put the key in the front end. Or honestly, just don't paste it there in the first place. One simple mistake, but a very costly one. So, if you're about to publish your first vibe-coded project, stick with me. I'm walking through the 4 mistakes that turn fun weekend builds into nightmares exactly like Anton's, and how to avoid every one of them, plus a simple checklist you can run before you ever hit publish. This isn't an AI is scary runaway video. Vibe coding is incredible. I love it. I use it. I'm just going to show you the trapdoors so you don't fall through one. By the way, if you're trying to turn your idea into an online success, hit subscribe. Real tips from real experts every week. All right, let's get into it. Why security matters for vibe-coded apps. Here's the thing. AI is genuinely great at making things work. Keeping it secure is a separate skill, and there are tips worth knowing. Researchers at Carnegie Mellon ran a benchmark earlier this year called SusVibes. They threw 200 real coding tasks at the leading AI coding tools, 9 different combinations of agents and models, to see how often the generated code was functional versus how often it was actually secure. The headline number: the best performing setup got 61% of tasks functionally correct. Only 10.5% were secure. Read that again. 6 times out of 10, it works. 1 time out of 10, it's safe. Or framed another way, over 82% of the code that worked had a security flaw in it. So today, I'm giving you 5 tips from SiteGround experts that will help you vibe code your next project more securely from day one. An important note here: the platform you're building and hosting your project on is just as essential as all the other steps. Enter Coderick AI by SiteGround. Every project built with our web app builder is protected by SiteGround security layer that's keeping over 3 million domains safe. This means that bot traffic gets filtered, brute force logins get blocked, DDoS attacks get stopped before they reach you. Daily backups happen automatically. But let's zoom out. Let's say you have chosen an AI web app builder you can truly trust. How can you, as a non-tech and not a security expert, make sure you lock the most common doors for hackers? Stick with me to learn our experts checklist. Don't paste secret keys in the prompt. Back to Anton's story for a second. He was building his first startup with Claude Code. To wire up payments, he pasted his Stripe API key straight into the chat. The AI dropped that key into the part of his app that runs in the customer's browser, visible to anyone who right-clicks View Source. The fix is one very essential habit actually. Never, ever paste any password or a security code directly into the prompt. Every modern AI builder has a separate secrets or environment variables panel. That's a locked drawer the browser can't open. The AI gets a reference to your key without ever seeing the actual key. Done. If a tool ever tells you to paste an API key, a password, or anything with the word secret or token in the name straight into the chat, stop. There's almost always a safer place. Use that one. How to find the most secure way? Just ask your builder. We have tested it with Coderick AI by SiteGround to see if the AI can find its own mistakes. And it did. The best part, it fixed them. Here's how. I just typed, check my website for any security issues and recommend how to fix them. After the check, I just approved Coderick's action to take the necessary steps to secure my site. Make sure your paywall is a real paywall. There's another founder, Leo, who vibe coded a tool called Enrich Lead. Cool launch. 2 days later, he had to shut down the whole thing because users figured out his paywall lived entirely in the browser. Open developer tools, flip a switch, and free access to the paid product. Game over. The lesson? If the question, is this user allowed to do this, gets answered on the user's computer, it's not a check, it's a suggestion. Because they own the computer. They can flip whatever switch they want. The real check has to happen on the server. The user can't touch the server, so the server gets to decide. Here's where the platform you build on starts to matter. Coderick, our AI website builder, uses Pocketbase for authentication and database. Pocketbase runs all of that on the server regardless of what the AI generates on the front end. So when someone tries to break into your paywall by poking around their browser, the server just says no and ignores them. You don't have to configure that. It's already the default. Watch what gets installed for you. Every app, vibe coded or not, has some code gotten from libraries with examples from other people, open source packages, helper libraries, stuff that your AI builder learns from. Most of the time, this is great. Occasionally, the AI pulls in an outdated version with a known vulnerability. Or, and this one's wild, it hallucinates a package name that doesn't exist. There's actually a term for the attack that follows: slop squatting. Attackers register the fake names with malicious code inside and wait for someone's AI to pull them in. You wouldn't notice. The app runs fine, right up until it doesn't. This isn't something you can audit yourself unless you're a developer. With Coderick AI, you can ask it directly, are the packages you ship with curated and up-to-date by default? When something gets pulled into my build, is it from a trusted source? Simple as that. Ensure you don't leave any doors open for malicious code injection. Your contact form, your email sign-up, your booking field, every one of those is a door. And the question is whether your app politely greets whatever walks through or actually checks ID first. Picture this. Someone types something into your email form that isn't an email. It's a chunk of code. If your app sends that straight to your database without checking it, the database might just run it. That's called an injection attack, one of the oldest tricks on the internet. Still top 3 reasons small sites get hacked today. The fix is, again, server-side. Your server has to treat every input as suspicious until it's been checked. Field type, length, content, the whole thing. Most AI builders don't do this by default, which is a problem. Here's where Coderick saves you again. Pocketbase, the layer underneath, enforces server-side validation based on how your app's schema is configured. Field types, required fields, max lengths, file size limits, and access rules. All of that runs on the server on every request, as long as those rules were properly set up. So if you're building with Coderick AI, this one's just handled. The pre-publish check and the platform that does most of it for you. Okay, your app is done. But before you hit publish, go through this short checklist. 1. Scan your prompts. Paste any keys. Move them to environment variables. 2. If you have paid part for your web app, open an incognito window, try to access the paid part of your app without logging in. If you can get in, so can a stranger. 3. Ask your builder one question. Are your default packages curated and up to date? 4. Test one form with garbage input. Code, emoji, 1,000 characters. Does it handle it gracefully or cough? That's the whole list. But before you go, don't forget the one most important decision you need to make: choosing the right hosting. Even a perfect code can leak if it's sitting on a weak hosting infrastructure. No firewall, no DDoS protection, no version restore, no malware scanning. If your hosting is just whatever default sandbox your AI builder shipped with, you might have a great app sitting in a glass house. This is the part SiteGround has been doing for over 20 years. Before AI builders existed, before vibe coding was a phrase anyone used, the enterprise security stack, firewall, DDoS shield, malware scans, and automatic SSL protects more than 3 million domains right now. That's the layer that catches what a code mistake might miss. You vibe code your project, you hit publish, and underneath, you get hosting that was already protecting real business while everyone else was still figuring out what vibe coding even meant. So, that's the checklist. 4 habits, 1 platform decision. You're ready to publish. Now go turn your idea into an online success, and see you next time.